There's 17 acres that I'm trying to buy from the neighbor that'll go all the way back to some railroad tracks back here, and we'll come in and stump all that and clean it up. But so far, the neighbor is an investor. The investor bought this land, and there was a trailer park on that land, an old abandoned trailer park. Well, he's slowly bringing in trailers, mobile homes back in there. And I got nothing against, I live in a mobile home, but I don't want a mobile home park up on top of me. I've got quite a bit of work getting done over the next 24 hours or so here on the Stoney Ridge farm. The cows are right up here, and what I've got going, you guys probably saw me over here clearing this new hayfield. This is the brand new hayfield area. I want to make sure that it's graded appropriately and right. I cannot access this hayfield area, and there is a draw right here that's like a seasonal draw where the creek runs through sometimes there's no creek. What we're going to be doing is eventually we'll be putting a pipe in right here. We've got a spot of land down in here that's bottom land that's really hard for me to get to and mow, and I want to connect that to this big field right here. So this has been planned for probably 3 or 4 years now, and what we're going to be doing is cleaning all that up. We're going to another field over here, just pushing up brush piles, pushing them to the edge of the woods, and opening all of this up for a huge fencing project. So let's have some fun. We'll watch my buddy Frank do his work. If you're looking for a local guy, you're here local in North Carolina, north central North Carolina, the Greensboro area, Martinsville, Virginia area, you can reach my buddy Frank right there. Don't call him or bother him if you're not local, please. Before we go any further with today's video, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Chapter, today's day sponsor that's dedicated to helping seniors and caregivers navigate the confusing process of Medicare. On average, seniors that work with Chapter have saved $1,100 per year. That is significant. Are you or somebody you love confused about Medicare or just feel totally overwhelmed? Are you a senior, or are you helping a parent or loved one navigate through the Medicare benefits, confusing rules, penalties if you mess up, or do you generally just not know what to do? I know I tried to help my parents navigate through the Medicare process, and it was absolutely confusing and overwhelming. Today, Stoney Ridge Farmer has joined up with Chapter, a unique company that has been founded to ensure that every American preserves their health, wealth, and purpose in retirement. Chapter has unbiased, independent, real people Medicare advisors that are salary-based, not looking to waste your time and or money. A call with Chapter is absolutely free and will walk you through step by step the plan that best suits your needs. I know a lot of seniors and caregivers watch the channel, and I saw this partnership as a perfect opportunity to help my viewers navigate this confusing process. The bottom line is that you don't need to gamble with Medicare plans. You need advice from a person that cares about you and is not about pushing you in a direction that earns them some kind of a commission. Right over here, some information, guys. If you'd like to take advantage of this free, unbiased Medicare guidance, contact Chapter and talk with a real person that can help you with this next chapter in your life. Call 548-562-1702 or scan the QR code right here, or click the link below, and we'll pin a link in the comments there for you so you can speak with a trusted real person, a real advisor with Chapter. Once again, that number is 548-562-1702. 7102. All the information's right over here, or simply scan the QR code to get in touch with a free, trusted, real advisor that cares about you today. Again, on average, seniors saved about $1,100 per year, and it's completely free. You got nothing to lose. Give them a call, save time and money, and help you navigate this confusing process of Medicare. Now, let's get back to farming. So you watched me clear all this about maybe a month and a half ago. This was a gigantic row of debris right here, and we piled all this debris up about 5 to 7 years ago. There were stumps all out in here. This was forest, but it wasn't good forest. It wasn't nice, good old growth forest or anything like that. It was basically a cutover. And what a cutover is where the timber crew came through and cut over the brush. All of that land back there is a cutover. There's actually 17 acres over here that I'm trying to buy to square this field off so that I can have basically double the capacity of cattle here on the Stoney Ridge farm. It's time we start making money and making a living farming here on the Stoney Ridge. That's really what this is all about. Eventually there'll be a perimeter fence that runs all the way along this, and there's another brush pile, 2 brush piles actually over here. So for school for thought for you guys, when you're clearing land like this and you're pulling the stumps out of the ground, typically you'll pile that debris up, and you'll have a guy like Frank back here, it's clearing, pile it up and burn it. There was so much soil attached to all these stumps, and this is wet. This is a wet bottomland area, so we couldn't get it to burn. So what we did was we piled it up in a windrow right here, and that windrow went, it's probably 400 yards from here all the way to the end of that field. We piled it up, we let it rot. I came in and I rolled it about 1.5 years ago with the excavator. I just picked it up and turned it, picked it up, turned it, picked it up and turned it, and that shook out most of the dirt in the stumps and let it rot a little bit more. So the bugs and the ants and the weather, all that stuff composted all that debris, which is an entire forest, and it turned it into about 3 little bitty piles. Really worked great, guys. So if you're not in a big hurry to clear your land and get that debris out of the way, that's one way of doing it, and that will help build your topsoil. So all of this wonderful topsoil that we're building right here will be the result of what we've been doing. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here with the Wingfield drag harrow, and I'm going to drag all of this out smooth as butter, and that'll be really cool. You'll see that in a future video. For now, let's get you some viewpoints of what Frank's getting done here. It's a mess. It's going to be a mess, and we're going to clean it all up. We just so happen to have a new skid steer on the way, and we'll talk about that too. We'll get that new skid steer. It's a Bobcat. Frank separating this dirt, which is a mound of dirt, huge mound of dirt right here. He's separating the dirt from the debris, and the debris is basically just stumps. Now, this is the native soil right here, and you see it's very, very sandy. It doesn't clump together really good, it's just sand, basically. Now you see this good black dirt that's been produced from composting this pile of debris. Now there's a couple little trees and saplings and weeds and brush growing up in here, but as we roll it all out, he's gonna push it to the edge of the forest right here, and then that will rot down and go away. Eventually there will be a pond dam right across through here, and all of this area right here is going to be underwater. Why did I hire this done instead of using the skid steer and doing it my daggone self? Well, I did it over there myself, and it took me, gosh, nearly 30 hours. What Frank has done in 20 minutes here probably would have taken me 2.5 to 3 hours. So having a big machine like this makes a huge difference, and it looks like he's coming at me, so I'm gonna get out of the way. It makes all the difference in the world. If you're hiring somebody like this, expect to pay upwards of $250 to $300 an hour, or have them come out and estimate the job. I like to do it by the hour because inevitably I'm going to add projects to what Frank is doing over here. So when he gets done with this, we're gonna start working on a bridge over here to cross the creek, or a better creek crossing. And there's another little crossing right up here. We're gonna doll up just a little bit, take some of this dirt and put it on that crossing. So lots of work for a lot of return. When the cows get over in here, once this is fenced, all that brush will be gone. The cows will push their way up in there, and they'll nibble off all of that brush and debris, and this will open up very nicely. Hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, we'll have a pond right here, and that'll be great for the cows to drink out of. I've been putting in waterers all over the farm, and what I regret the most is putting $30,000 into a watering system when I've got 6 creeks right here on the farm that the cows could drink out of. It only makes sense to utilize the resources that you have. What I read in every book that I read about farming, about ranching, about running cattle, is that livestock is very destructive to the creek and to the ecosystem. Well, if you're moving the livestock all the time, they're not detrimental to the ecosystem and the creek. I'm glad I have it now. I've got the infrastructure in place. If I had to do it over again, I would have just fenced in the creeks and let the cows drink from the creek. They're moving all the time. It's not like they're gonna damage anything. I think environmentally, we are taught so much that's wrong when it's really the truth. And let me tell you about livestock and wildlife. Since I've moved livestock onto this property, my soil has improved vastly, and my wildlife population has exploded. I'm seeing way more songbirds, way more wildlife. I heard a bobcat the other day. I heard something I hadn't heard in years and years, which is a bobwhite quail. All of this habitat in here has really helped, and the cows grazing it, believe it or not, having them here has increased my wildlife population. It's really cool. Frank is done for the day. We're gonna go over and check out the results of what we've got going on. Hopefully, he's all done with project number 1, which is getting that field ready to rock and roll so we can get some fencing up and so we can get some grass seed down and start setting up the hay field. That is the goal. Laying around over here for this creek crossing that we're going to be making, or the bridge we're going to be making. The problem is I cannot get through here with a hay baler or hay rolls or any of that, so we've got to fix this. The secondary problem is this little wash will rise all the way up and get into these fields, so we got to think about that as well. Let's see here. Cows want hay. You hear them? They want hay. We're gonna give them hay here in just a little bit. So this is the first part of the project right here, and this was really, really rough. All the way through here it was rough. It's still pretty dang rough. But as I come over with the drag harrow, that'll just knock all that stuff down. So this is not finished at all, but it was really dippy and just not ready. And the problem was I had a borrowed skid steer. So I was borrowing my neighbor's skid steer. I used it a lot, probably a little more than I'd planned on doing, to knock all this brush down. You see a little brush pile out in the middle here? That is to mark a mud hole so I don't run off in it. So we just parked a bunch of debris on top of a swampy area. And I've gotten over in there with a tractor and thought I was not going to get out. We pushed all the rest of the brush up into the woods here and back drug all of this, and you'll see that in a future video as I come back through with probably a skid loader and the tractor and the drag harrow, and we'll just drag all this out smooth. So this is what it looks like before the drag harrow. And you know, that's 6 inches, but it's all loose, very, very loose dirt, okay? It'll smooth out nice. This is what it'll look like after the drag harrow. So it smooths it out really, really good. It does a fantastic job. If you guys haven't seen the video yet of me out here looking for arrowheads, this is the perfect place to find Native American artifacts. We're near a creek bottom. We've got a big, nice flat field. As soon as it rains, it's going to expose all the little stones. And I came out here the other day and found what appeared to be an arrowhead, or the start of an arrowhead. So after I get done with the video with you guys, I enjoy this kind of stuff. I'm gonna walk all through here and see if I can find any more Native American artifacts. I think it's really cool to find that kind of stuff on your property. Now we're gonna drive right over here through this field and see what Frank got done over there. Contact. So I have a little bridge here. I had Frank put some more dirt on that. Probably need a little bit more over time. And man, this looks so much better. You can see clear to the other side, and that's probably 200 yards, maybe 250 yards, all the way to the other side. We're gonna be building fencing right down through here, all the way down the edge of this field. And I had Frank push a little bit on the edge of the field as well. This is my property line right here, and it's oddly shaped. It goes out that way and then cuts back this way for some strange reason. My neighbors tell me somebody cheated you out of part of your land. I don't know. The man that owned this property before me was famous for, well, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. he was famous for being accused of having the survey equipment to move property lines, and he was famous for being accused of moving property lines. Whether he moved them or not, I don't know. I know one thing, that dead tree is going to end up on the fence. I'm going to have to cut it before I start building anything out here. Yeah, so all of this was brushy all the way out into the field. I had him come in and scrape all that back too. So smoothed all this out, scraped all that, found this out in the field. I think that's a sippy cup. I do believe that coyotes and raccoons have chewed all to pieces. Always get these pasture treasures, right? So this is not finished either. We'll be back with the drag harrow and we'll take you guys on that adventure as we just round all this off with the drag harrow. That's going to push dirt out just a little bit further, and we're going to let kind of nature take its course over here. The big project is getting this bridge part built so that I can get the lime truck over here, so I can bring the skid steer over here, so I can bring the cows over here, a hay baler, the big tractor, all that stuff needs to come over. Hay baler, hay rake, tedder, cutter, all that stuff, and I can't get it through the creek, so we're gonna have to make a creek crossing right there. But that's it. That's what happened today here on the Stoney Ridge farm. I'm gonna come out and drag all this stuff up. We'll see that in a future video. This is just building a farm, man. This is the first generation farm project. This is not the last field that we'll be finishing off. So this field here is probably 5 acres. And then the next big one over there that we just left is about 15 acres. I like it. There's 17 acres that I'm trying to buy from the neighbor that'll go all the way back to some railroad tracks back here, and we'll come in and stump all that and clean it up. But so far, the neighbor is an investor. The investor bought this land, and there was a trailer park on that land, an old abandoned trailer park. Well, he's slowly bringing in trailers, mobile homes back in there. And I got nothing against, I live in a mobile home, but I don't want a mobile home park up on top of me. In order for him to put trailers all the way down in here, it would take millions and millions of dollars. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he bites on the offer. He bought the land for around $2 grand an acre. He cut the timber on the land. I know that paid for it, and I've offered him $4,000 an acre for 17 acres over here. I don't know, would you guys take it? It's landlocked as it can be. There's railroad tracks, you can't get to it. There's creek crossings up there. There's swamps. Nobody can get back here. I think you should sell it to me. What do y'all think? We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a great day. That ain't no arrowhead, that's some dirt. That's some dang on dirt. Y'all come back now, you hear?